So guys, welcome to this new video. Nice to have you here. Today, we will take a look at the new Chemical Works wheel brush. Last Saturday was Decon 2023. And thank you again to everyone who was there, especially those who stopped by the Waschguru and met me. It was super cool to meet you all in person. I met many from the community and you all approached me very warmly. That was just mega cool. And those who were, they were also able to get their hands on the new wheel brush. They could buy it, and now it should also be slowly available online. We will take a closer look at it in the video today. First here with me in the hall. And this afternoon, before I pick up the child from kindergarten, I will test the whole thing with you again at the self-service box, of course. In the wheel bed, in the wheel gaps, and so on. And now let's first take a look at the new 2023 variant. Of course, it comes again in a really nice sturdy packaging, which can be sealed at the top. Let's take a look at the item here. Let's take another detailed look at it. Overall, that's why I brought my professional measuring tool with me. We can take a look so that you also get an impression of the size. Approximately, I am measuring here to the tip about 50 centimeters. The whole thing is really designed so that you don't need a sign here anymore because you are relatively far away from the rim to injure your hands in any way. So, if you have a 50 centimeter wide rim, respect. I think this should definitely be enough so that you don't need a sign here anymore, because I always found that a bit annoying and it's no longer necessary, as the cleaner won't run towards your hands since you are very far away and it drips down nicely beforehand. That's why you could also do without the sign here. 50 centimeters handle length. For those for whom this is very important, for large hands, approximately 13.5 centimeters. The measurements may also vary slightly, because I might not hold it exactly at the perfect spot. So, 13.5, then the area between the microfiber start and the grip start is approximately 15 centimeters plus or minus 15.5. So in that direction, and the microfiber head has a length of approximately 21 centimeters. And with that, you really have a very nicely long wheel brush. In terms of minimal width, you have to calculate, because that is not the original width. You can of course compress it like this, and you can also compress it extremely, like this. So, I estimate the minimum width to be approximately 5 to 5.5 centimeters. And now comes the factor that is of course super crucial, which is how thin it can go. This is a bit more difficult to measure, so I would say less than a centimeter. We will of course also test this under the SB box. So it's important, of course, how flat you can use the whole thing. It can be pressed super flat. We'll take a look at it on the rim shortly. First, regarding the other features, we have these small lamellas in the handle. This means you also have a nice grip, even if your hands are wet from washing. Or, for example, you wash the vehicle first and then do the rims later. That works completely without any problems. You always have the option here to have a very nicely rubberized grip, and the whole thing is really well made. And also, this dark area is in the right grip area. And then you have these small ridges here that further stabilize the whole thing. No medium effectiveness lettering on it, and the whole thing also comes with a replaceable or washable cover. Now comes the new feature here with the cover and the wheel brush directly included, and in the previous version you had this small band here. Then you have to slip the cover over and make a small loop with the band. Every product evolves a bit, and of course you also think about what it definitely needs to be replaced for the future. What was a point that unnecessarily cost time during handling? And that was, for example, this small band. The new cover now has a reinforced rubber band or elastic inside, completely well sewn. And now you can simply pull the cover over these two small teeth or hooks here. That means just like this, and there you go. The cover comes off from the sign that is inside, and you can also see that it is no longer glued here. That means the whole thing is now a molded part, made of plastic of course. But look here, you no longer have such a predetermined breaking point where something is welded or glued. Everything is in that direction. You have a very nice flat sign, as you can see here. And the cover is of course designed to be super flat. And now you can, for example, wash it. Or when it gets old, you can completely replace it. It is also designed to be a bit sustainable, so you don't have to buy a new one every time you get a new wheel brush. That's a cool thing too. So here, just the cover again. You can simply insert the sign here again, just like that. So now I want to show you this up close. I also demonstrated this at the fair. You just pull it over here and pull it a bit back. And now it's a very simple point. You just hook it back in on both sides. So pull it forward on both sides. Click, it hooks in, and click, it hooks in. It really is the simplest solution. And also the most effective solution, because these hooks now naturally create a resistance. And now you simply have the point here when you pull on it. And if you get stuck on the rim at some point, then you won't pull the cover off the shield. And that's a very, very cleverly solved point. It works very, very well. And if you want to take it off again, just here at the front, snap, pull the cover over from one side, pull it over from the other side, remove it, done. And the same in reverse, snap, over, hooked in. It was also very, very popular here at the fair. People really jumped on it and immediately recognized the advantages in terms of price. The last information I received is that it will cost around 17 euros. Standard price, now we need to speak plainly, 17 euros is absolutely. It is really a very, very good price. So, the prices of wheel brushes have really increased when you look at the market. Sometimes, over 20 euros, 22, 25 euros are in that range. And that's why I have to say, for 17 euros. And there is, of course, a community code as well. You have an absolutely great item here. And the nice thing is, if the cover gets worn out or, I don't know, gets dirty or you lose it or whatever, you can simply get the cover for, I think, 3 or 4 euros or so. It doesn't get any better, does it? So also here at the back, the mechanics, because that's actually the core piece, just pull it over the edges and bam, you can take it off again. Very, very cool. And now we're going to the SP box. We'll meet there. And let's go to the wheel. Let's start here at the B box and first spray the wheels a bit with wheel cleaner. This works very well with the new bottles, or rather with the known spray head, which allows for a nice wide and fine misting. We also have a bit of wind here. You might see it a little in the spray angle and jet, so you can adjust it very nicely depending on how you want it. The spray heads really work very well, and now let's take a look at it with the wheel brush. First with the new variant. I have prepared a bit of water and shampoo. The wheel isn't too dirty right now. As mentioned, it's just about the handling of the wheel brush. And we first take a look here, of course. As I expected, it works absolutely top in between. No problems at all with my spoke gaps. Even in between, down here it works absolutely great. Between the brake disc and the wheel, it also works without any issues. Of course, up here, importantly, you can also see through the length how far we are still away from the whole thing. So from the dirt, from the cleaner, and also here from any sharp-edged parts, that's the advantage of it being a bit longer. And I'll demonstrate that briefly again. Now let's go over here. Here we can also get in between, just like that. So this is really ultra tight here with the M5. And you can see, you can also go in a bit here with the wheel brush. Really nice to get in between. And here is perfect. Up here is another small recess. It's a bit tighter there, but I can even get past the brake caliper here. So between the brake caliper and the wheel on the M5, great. And that's already a huge brake. So it's completely doable. Also up here. Let's go from up here. Very nice thing. So that fits. It also shows again how flat this wheel brush can really get when needed for your wheel spokes. So that works very, very well, and generally here in the front, we don't need to test that further. It's absolutely top. You can also get all the corners here nicely, the whole triangles. Then the next gap. Here the next gap. Turn the wheel brush. And this way you can really cover the areas wonderfully. The important thing here is, of course, that it goes between the brake disc and the wheel, that it passes by the brake caliper. Perfect. This is, of course, always the absolutely critical spot here. So that works great. And look, I can really reach all the way back while being very, very far away. And I don't even need a shield here at the front. So, yes, I actually don't need to show you more about the wheel brush because it works great like this. So, feel free to try it out. Feel free to test it out. And if you have questions, please leave them in the comments below. And of course, rinse it out in the bucket afterwards. And then you can see here, the entire area is already completely free of dirt again. And in the end, you can simply rinse it off at home and clean the whole thing in the sink or something. That's more than enough. So a nice thing. It works. Very, very cool. That was the first test. And if you have questions, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, reach out on WhatsApp. Until next time, take care, guys. Nice thing. Bye. Johan, could you please pass me a wheel brush? Just a wheel brush. Thank you. It's It's awesome. You heard it, it's awesome. So here, just say it.